Well, hello there, friends, again on a beautiful Friday. Hope you're being blessed. Hope you're feeling great wherever you are watching or listening from. My name is Alan C. Paul. I'm the host and founder of Guiding Gigs, and you are joining the Creators Checkup. The Creators Checkup is a live stream, a talk, a community gathering that we do every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern to help you solve one specific issue, or actually maybe even more than one specific issue that's affecting your creator life so that you can become the creator that you are created to be. This is Guiding Gigs. Our platform has been here since 2015, 16. Yep, we're celebrating about 10 years of existence. And so everyone that has been a part for all of that time, we thank you for being a part of this. We thank you for joining us on any of the platforms. We are trying to go live as many different places as possible. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram didn't work out today. I was having some issues. So Instagram folks, if you're not with us, but you're watching this on something else, thank you for trying to find us. Couldn't do Instagram today. Couldn't make it work. But I am so glad that we're here because number one, we are in the midst of an amazing summer. We call this the Summer of Freedom. So many amazing things are happening. But if you're watching based on the comment or the thumbnail that I put, the title, we're going to talk about engagement. What happens when your community is not connecting with you, not engaging with your posts? So many of us creators deal with this on a day-to-day basis. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. And so I want to make sure that we help all of us. Now, some housekeeping stuff. If you're new to the Creator Checkup, you can comment. You can see here that I'll go here and I'll do a little clicking and I can bring up your comments here. Let's see well, there we go, something like that. So when you comment on YouTube or on Facebook or on LinkedIn, I can bring up your comments. So your comments are welcome. This is a dialogue, not a monologue. So please share if you're able to get to the comment section and share as we go. I'll either stop and make sure I acknowledge you, pull up your comment, or later on in the presentation, we'll go back and we'll cycle through all of the comments. As a matter of fact, we also have this little fun thing that we can do here on the side where I can also see your comments. So those of you who are on on TikTok, we cannot bring up your comments and you probably can't see my screen. So if you want to see the screen that I'm sharing, you got to hop over to our link, our link in our account and go to our YouTube page. Our YouTube page is right there. So you can jump in and follow us on the screen that I'm sharing. TikTok is a cool place. We've made a lot of new friends here, but unfortunately, of course, we can't do the whole interactive thing that we do with StreamYard, which is how we go live to several different locations at the same time. So I would love for you guys to jump in so you can share your screen or share your comments and I can pull them up on the screen and we can have that dialogue. All right. So I think that's all of the, oh yeah. Also, those of you who are watching, if you look over to the left-hand corner, I think for you, left-hand corner, there's a URL there. If you want to join in supporting us, that means you want to just give a little donation. Doesn't matter the amount. I know that might mean that if you're watching on a computer, you got to pull out your phone or something else. But basically, we want to make sure that you know that your support is valued here. We do sell products. This is a for-profit, not just a ministry, but we do run a company, a content creation company with podcasts, with newsletters, and all that costs money. So I do want you to know that that URL is there for you to support us. If you say, hey, I'm getting a lot of value here, I want to make sure this keeps going, well, then you can click and scan that little QR code and it will take you to our godandgigs.com/give page. Okay. Any amount will help. And again, just want to make that available because ask not and you receive not. So I'm letting you guys know that that is there. All right. I want to jump right into all of our stuff today because, like I said, we got a ton of stuff to go through. So many things. So at the beginning of every creator checkup, if you're watching on replay, no matter when, I want to respect your time. So we're going to go through our news and notes. We're going to talk about our YouVersion plan update, which is so amazing. I mean, I'll wait till we actually get so you can see the numbers. But the first 2 weeks, I guess you could say, of our YouVersion update, our newest plan, the Creators Authority, has been insane the way God has blessed it. Then we'll talk about what's new on the podcast. I want to kind of tell you some of the guests that have been, again, blessing us. Just incredible conversations we're having with creators that I know will bless you because of their knowledge and depth of expertise and just the thousands of people that they've already helped. Then we're going to get into our creator expert workshop, which we just nailed down like hours ago. Like hours ago, we nailed this down. So you will get to find out who's going to be our creator expert for July, and she is going to bless you. Then we're going to get into our vital signs, which is, again, why you probably joined us, so that you can see 3 ways that you can boost your engagement, get more engagement with your fans, with your community, with your audience, and not have that ghost town feeling whenever you share, whether it's email, posting, wherever you do it. You want to have those conversations and responses. So we're going to talk about that. Lab work. That's where we talk about what kind of actual tools we're using. And today we're going to talk about the fact that most of us, many of us, are getting tools like email, and then we're not really using them. So we're going to talk about how you can actually activate these tools after you kind of get the trial, you buy it or whatever, and then it kind of sits on your computer and it sits on your shelf and you don't actually activate it. We're going to talk about making sure that it's working for you. Then we'll get into the console. A great question that we had a little earlier in one of our TMI sessions. These are sessions we do on Saturdays. They're not registrations. They're not webinars. They're literally just, hey, want to jump into a call, Zoom call, talk with some friends, get some things off your chest, get those too many ideas rattling around your head. We go there. I'm going to make sure. Yeah, I think sound is working. I don't know why I had a freak out moment where I thought the sound wasn't working, but I think we are all good. Comments, though, help me to know that we are getting sound out because sometimes I'm nervous that the sound isn't going through. So we're going to talk about the consult and whether a mastermind is worth it. Then finally, again, we'll give you the prescriptions, what I would love for you to do next, the next step in your creator journey, which I believe is attending our workshop. All right. As I mentioned, we are in the middle of the Summer of Freedom for our creators that has included our content that we've been sharing. We're doing the best year ever. So we're working on the best summer ever. So everything we're talking about is to help you have your best summer ever and to really achieve creative freedom. And by the way, one of the things that we're doing in that creator summer of freedom is we're doing an accelerator now. 5, I think 6 creators jumped in on that accelerator, and they are having a blast in our membership. Shout out to our membership, God and Gigs 360. If you're interested in that, go to godandgigs.com/membership. And here's again, right off the presses moment bonus mention, sneak information that I haven't shared with anybody else. Well, I shared it with Facebook, but I didn't share it anywhere else. We are working on a new tier, a new plan that gives you a sneak peek of the membership, which is our app. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we have our own app on any phone, any place you go. It's not Facebook, it's not LinkedIn, it's not YouTube. It's our own app. It's like our own Facebook without all the ads. It's like our own LinkedIn for creators. And so I would love you to check that out. But we are working on something where you can actually check that out without any payment. So it's definitely going to be like a mini version of it. Okay. So you really want to get into our Creator Resource Center. That's $10 a month right now. Our gold program is our mastermind level, which is $50 to $60 a month. But now any of the things you do is going to bless you if you get around other creators who know what you know and want to grow the way you want to grow. So, highly suggest you jump into that, especially as we're doing some major upgrades in the app. All right, this was the news. I got to make this bigger. I got to make this bigger because this is super, super cool. Like, I am so blessed to find out or to tell you that the Creators Authority, which is our newest plan on YouVersion, has reached over 1,300 readers. That means 1,300 creators, readers on the YouVersion app, which is the most read, most downloaded Bible app in the world. 1,300 people have downloaded it, begun to read it. Now, that's not just the only thing that's incredible. The most incredible thing, obviously, is not just that people are reading it, but that they're finishing it. And that's really cool because our goal is 1,000 completions, 1,000 completions of our Creators Authority plan. So if there's a 1,300 that have already started, all we need, honestly, is basically, I'd say, what's that, 70%? Is that right, math? Somebody help me out with my math. 70% of those people to finish the plan, and we will hit our goal. That means in 4 days, 3 days, I don't know how many people have started right away, right? At least, let's say a week. In 7 days, we could possibly hit our goal of 1,000 completions. And what YouVersion does, and this is the app's, way of showing social proof on what apps or what plans are really helping people. If we reach 1,000 completions, they will put a little banner on our thumbnail, which will say over 1,000 completions. And honestly, the main reason for that is not to pat myself on the back or not to get some kind of credibility for my writing. It's so that more people will realize this is available for you. There are more artists and creators here. There are more people interested in a creator lifestyle here on the YouVersion app. And if we hit that 1,000, it suddenly becomes more and more apparent that yes, we are here to stay. This is a movement of artists and creators who are working in mainstream live entertainment, mainstream writing, mainstream TV production, mainstream music. But at the same time, we are also dedicated to our faith. So I'm really, really blessed to see this happening. So I really hope you guys will go ahead, share it if you finished the plan. If you're still working on the plan, please read it all the way to the end. You're going to be blessed. I've seen so many great comments on that plan. So I would love for you guys to continue to share that. But that is the good news for the Creators Authority. Now, I wanted to shout out some of our recent guests on the God and Gigs podcast, the God and Gigs show, which is available. Obviously, you can go to godandgigs.com/podcast to find that on any app. And these two are just representative of the amazing guests that we've been having. So having Roberto Blake, who the first one you see on the top there, who has been a YouTube really pioneer, mentored thousands of creators to achieve over 40 million views, both on his channel and their channels, grown a multiple subscriber list to over 1 million. So he has been on the show and he shared about the creator economy, the future of the creator economy. I believe, I don't have the number in front of me. I think that's I want to say it's 331. I'm not sure. I got to look back and make sure I got the right number for his podcast. I believe it's in the 330s. And then our next gentleman down there, he just was on the podcast and has been a blessing, is Jackie Bledsoe. Jackie Bledsoe is the co-founder of Happily Married Couples. He's been on Family Life Today, focused on the family. He's helped hundreds of thousands of couples with his wife to stay married and to improve their marriages in a godly way. But he's also an author, and he has written on the YouVersion app, and he was on our show for episode 343. And he shared how he's pivoting, how his wife and him have navigated this creator lifestyle, how to pivot on your own without losing who you are. So that also has come out. So these are two amazing episodes I would love for you guys to check out and share. Once again, godandgigs.com. Lost myself. Oh, I think I might have removed myself and I might have gone silent. Sorry about that. I always forget if I remove myself, I remove the mic. Can't remove myself. Got to keep the mic on. So I apologize for that. That blocked out, or if my audio dropped out for just a second. All right. So let's go on. We have one more thing of the news that's coming up, and this is super, super, super cool news. I am so blessed to introduce our next creator expert. Again, as I mentioned, this was literally just signed in or kind of confirmed in the last like 24 hours or so. So, this is my new friend. I have been absolutely just a big fan, huge fan of her work on just following her through LinkedIn and following her content. And I was like, you have to be introduced to our organization. You got to talk to our members. You got to talk to our community. You are too good at this to not be connected. So it is my pleasure to introduce you guys Leanne Light LaCava. And she's a serial entrepreneur, international keynote speaker, and certified AI consultant. And she's the co-founder of 2XU. Now, I will skip ahead the bio because you can read all the bio yourself. What I want you to know is that she is going to help us to finally figure out this whole content issue of feeling like we're stuck when you're trying to be a creator and be a content creator at the same time. You have a thing to do, which is your creative gift. And at the same time, you are trying to keep up with the Instagrams and the Facebooks and everything else. You're trying to do all the things and you cannot seem to keep it all going. She is going to help us by showing us how AI can really help us with these tools. And honestly, I need this. I am running multiple brands, multiple platforms. I'm blessing and trying to help multiple communities. And I know I am not utilizing AI the way I should because I still feel burned out, even though I'm trying to use these tools. If you are totally unfamiliar with AI, she is the person that's going to help you to finally get off that content treadmill and get control of your creative life and your promotion and your marketing and how you show up for your people using these tools. So again, when you meet her, when you hear from her, she's going to bless you. So here's the actual schedule for this workshop. It is next, as I'm recording, on Friday, July 25th, which is the next Friday, if you're listening to this live, 10 a.m. Eastern, because she is so kind to come to us from overseas. So we're going to make sure that she doesn't have to stay up too late. So 10 a.m. on a Friday. I know that's normally the days we do our live streams, but we will probably do that days. We'll probably save our live stream for a couple more weeks and we'll go ahead and do this one. And then we'll encourage everyone to come to the workshop. So it's $10 access for non-members. That means you're not a member of God and Gigs 360, or you're just a basic member and you haven't really signed up for anything. But it's complimentary for our 360 Gold and our Creator Resource members. So if you're a guest, we have that sign up right there, godandgigs.com/2x creator. But if you are already a gold member or you are a creative resource member, which means you're inside the membership and you're already doing that payment per month, this is the bonus and this is the perk that you get. You never have to sign up for a workshop. Okay. So I hope you are blessed by that knowledge, knowing that you can show up for any of these things. I just shared it with our membership as well. So I am super excited about that. All right, let's get into today's content. And this one is a big one. So all of you watching, whether you're watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, my friends over here on TikTok, I want to make sure that you are never again feeling this kind of frustration when it comes to engaging with your audience, with your community on social or elsewhere. Whoops, I'm breaking my mic again. I always seem to do that whenever I'm playing with the mic. All right, I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me okay. So let's get into this. And again, I'm going to be very honest with you when I say, as I talk about this, I am absolutely not the social media guru. And you may hear a lot of people talk about why engagement is so important to having more followers and all that kind of stuff. That stuff does not interest me at all. It really doesn't. I'm not interested in getting your follower counts up or really even just boosting your social media. What I am interested in is you connecting with your community. And if you want to connect with your community more effectively, One of the ways you can do that is by engaging with them on social media and through emails and such tools like that. The problem we usually run into, and I know I'm not the only one, and if you're watching this, whether live or on replay, I would love to see your comments and tell me whether this is a struggle. Is it a struggle when you share something you've worked on, share a new project, share a new post, whatever it is, and you wait for the comments? You wait for some kind of matter of fact, maybe even ask a question and the thing like, hey, tell me what you think, blank, blank, blank. And nothing shows up. Nobody responds. Like, if that's stopping you because you hate that feeling, it's like sitting at the table by yourself in a lunchroom and you know everyone's walking by you because you see them. We all see social media spinning past us. We all know that people are engaging with something, they're watching something, but so many times we feel like they simply skip us, don't care, don't think it's important, and we get no engagement. And the reason why that's so important is not, again, because of your social media following. It's because of the effect it has on your entire creator mentality and mindset. It's because you and I oftentimes take the message that we don't matter, that our art doesn't matter if it's not being responded to immediately or even over months or weeks. We gauge our responses and then we use that to judge our material. You will feel like, well, I guess no one wants this because nobody responded. I guess nobody likes this. So you will change everything you do about your creative particular project, or you might change it or give it up altogether simply because nobody responded. And what's so interesting about this, even as I'm sharing it, this is where I'm super transparent. A lot of times when I'm doing even these live streams and I'm staring at the views and I'm like, well, no one's watching. I have to remind myself that, wait, you're literally, as I'm talking, you are watching. I may not have that feedback right this second. You're watching later. You needed this information and you chose. But I love how this was said at a particular workshop that we just attended, the Podmatch Podcasting Made Simple workshop. A gentleman, which I need to find his name. His replays are available in this particular episode. So when his episode comes up, I'll link to it. But he reminded us in one of the workshops that every time that we focus on who's not there, we're really disregarding and cheapening and not really being thankful for the people who are. And here's why this is so important about the 3 ways to increase engagement. Because the first thing you have to do before we even get into the ways to do it is you have to reorient your mindset to stop looking at who's not there. I think one of the biggest issues with engagement is we always want more and we don't focus on who's there. If there's one person that watched it, if there's one person that listened, if there's one person that paid attention, they deserve all of your attention, not the, oh, woe is me. No one's watching. No one cares. Well, you have to change your mindset from thinking about who's not there to the one person who might be and serve that person first. Do not spend all your time thinking about who's not there. So without any further delay, I want to get into these because I did make some quick bylines so that you guys could see what the points are. So number one thing that has helped me to increase engagement and stay engaged with my communities, several different communities, Guiding Gigs is one, my music career is another, my live streams that I did with Keep the Music Playing during the pandemic is another. Our summer series that we did, our jazz series down in South Florida, is another. So we've done or created several communities over the years, the podcast I'm involved with. So the number one way that you can increase engagement and make sure you're never in that space of feeling like no one's paying attention is to start with their story. I have been reading for the last 3 days. Not 3 days, more like weeks. I've been following the CEO of the Savannah Bananas, which is a minor league, entertaining, amazingly crazy baseball team You may not have heard of them, but if you've been watching any ESPN, they have become like the favorite on ESPN, I guess, because sports dies down during the summer and they don't have any like traditional sports. So now they're showing Savannah Bananas baseball. And it is literally like a circus. Those of you who are older like me, you remember the Harlem Globetrotters basketball team that did tricks and played with the audience and did this whole amazing thing with the sport. Well, Savannah Bananas are the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. They have turned baseball into an entire entertainment complex. Why am I talking about them and following them and reading Jesse Cole's book? Is because he talks about fans first. Their entire mentality is fans first. We entertain first. We start with them first. So the reason I put even in the title, Are You People First, is because a lot of times in our engagement attempt, we start with us. Please follow me. Please respond to my comment. Please follow this video. Tell me what you think. And we focus everything on me. When anytime that you want to focus on the person that's reading, it shouldn't be about you, it should be about them. So focusing on their story. What do you think? What's your story? What are you doing right now? How can I bless you? And focus solely on their story in your attempt to engage. Because so many times what we're really trying to do is we're trying to pull people into our world. What we really should be trying to do as creators is join theirs. And that means joining where they are. That means if they're too busy with their baby, too busy with life to engage with your post, then you can't get mad because they don't have time. You got to say, hey, how can I show up and bless them where they are? If they are a busy mom and you are a local and you can do something where you are showing up at schools or helping with schoolwork, you're helping with tutoring. You see what I'm saying? Sounds like it's way out of the, but it's true. If you show up at a school and you're trying to reach busy moms, and you say, hey, I just want to do a quick thing where I'm going to take all the kids, we're going to do a quick class, we're going to run around, we're going to do some things, and you engage with the moms in that way, or let's say even something different. Let's say career coaches. Career coaches, if you started volunteering at job hunting places where people are actually doing the thing where they're job hunting, you're already entering into their world instead of asking them to come to yours and look at your post. Well, now you are actually engaging the people where they are. You start with their story. You don't start with social media. You don't start with them coming to you. You go to them. And this could be true virtually as well. Looking at it, how can you show up virtually where people already are instead of asking them to come look at your post, come look at your thing, come follow your email? How can you think of where they already are virtually and show up to serve them? Again, think of it fans first, creators first, people first. How do I show up for them instead of asking them to come engage with me and make it where it's all about following my stuff versus me connecting where you are? So that's the first thing. Start with their story, even in terms of your posting. If you say, hey, the first thing you say in your top of your post is, you are the focus of this post. You are the focus of my comments. You are where I'm aiming to share this. And you make it personal. And you're not worried about whether there's 2 or 3 or 6 or 5,000 or 6,000 likes. The person that looks at it right at that moment is the attended audience, and nobody else matters. If you can get to that point, if you can get to the point where you are not concerned about how many people look, and I know social media kills us with this because they continue to focus on the metrics of amount versus the metrics of depth. Likes cannot measure depth. Follows cannot measure depth of an audience. The attention metrics cannot measure the depth of the attention that people are paying attention to. You can only gauge the breadth and the width and the reach, but you cannot measure depth of a relationship by a metric like likes or follows. So your goal is to go deeper with people. All right, I talk a lot about that. I got to keep it moving because I love these comments. All right, this is a very more practical one, and this one's going to feel weird for those of you on social media. But you got to make the first comment. I'm talking specifically on your post. It sounds weird, and a lot of us really feel like, oh my gosh, I'm being super awkward. This doesn't make any sense. Why am I the only person talking on my own post? But it's so true that so many times on social media specifically, people hate to go first. People do not like to be the first one commenting because for that very reason, because they feel like they're alone, just like you feel like you're alone. And people do want to be a part of a team and a crowd and a group where they feel accepted. So sometimes you have to be the first person to comment. The other thing that really helps with this is that when you do your first comment, you can extend on most apps that particular whatever's the limit is of whatever you have. You can talk on your caption. Your caption is super short, and that little preview is super short. What happens when you comment on your first post and you are the first one to comment? Now you've extended your description, and now you can add more detail to what you're sharing. And here's the cool thing about that first comment: that first comment can be even more directed to the individual. You can be more now. Some people use this as automation things where they say comment blank if you believe in this. I'm not really talking about that. I do use ManyChat. So if you are interested in using more automation, that's perfectly fine because it does also engage where people can actually see a response. But I'm not talking about automatic engagement. Right now, I'm just talking about creating a space where people feel comfortable responding to you. So the first comment should be yours. You can say, and then be more vulnerable. Maybe you ask a question and then you answer the very same question. Like if I say a post where I say, um, what's your most embarrassing moment on stage? Right. And that's the question. And then your first comment is, well, my first most embarrassing moment was when my keyboard stand like collapsed or my chair collapsed or I forgot the music or I forgot like whatever it is. But you see how going first, answering the question and saying, I'm not asking you to put out your most embarrassing moment without me going first. I'm going to put out my most embarrassing moment. And so if you go first, put out that comment, say what you think, say what you feel, and then say, hey, what about you? And invite them again to share their story. It's not about you. It's not about padding your likes. It's about really wanting to connect with that one person and asking them, hey, is this part of your world? Do you want to be a part of this conversation? And that is where you have to put your focus. So making the first comment is number one. It's a very practical way to extend the influence of your post and just simply make more comments there. And yes, that is counted as a comment. It's not you trying to game the system. It's you commenting on your post. And so one comment is always going to be better than none. Number two, like I said, it invites people to engage in the conversation, and you can actually be the first person to answer your own question. And that gives people the right to feel like, oh, I can answer this too. I would love to enter this conversation, even though it started with just one person answering the question that they just posed. All right. Now, this third one is going to be to me to be feel like it's Captain Obvious, but because I see so few people doing it, maybe it's not so obvious. So the third way that you can increase engagement is simply comment on other accounts. Comment and be a person that engages with other people. I wish this was more common and more obvious, but I see so many of us who are posting, sharing, sharing events. This is not just social, this could be emails. Everything I'm applying to social media could also be applied to responding to emails. I respond to emails from other people. I literally just saw on my screen an incredible mentor that I love following. One day I pray she'll be on the show, but she just went through a deep personal loss. And I just wanted to let her know through the email that I was praying for her, and I saw a response just pop up because a lot of people who send out these what seem like robo emails, and they're not robo emails. They actually wrote the email, and even though it's sent to 100,000 people, they're just as interested in your comments as you are interested in comments. And so just responding to an email from someone and saying, hey, that was a really good email. I love what you shared there. You'd be surprised how many creators that you respect and that you follow would love for you to respond to their emails and just say, hey, how did you feel about this? Hey, I love this. Hey, Whatever you're sharing this, please share more of it because I enjoy this particular email. Same thing with comments on other social posts. You cannot be one. Is the same principle as do as unto others, as Jesus taught, the golden rule. If you're not commenting on other people's posts and being, again, not just seeding and trying to get them to do that, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine thing. You got to earnestly want to engage with people. And once they see you are engaging with other people will be more willing to engage in your post because they're just realizing that you are in it for the conversation. You are not just in it to build a bunch of metrics and likes and follows, but you're actually interested in conversation. Like, I know, again, if you're watching and you're thinking, this is simple. There's no magic tricks. There's no gaming the system. There's no do this and people will respond. No, there's not. It's just being a good person that actually is interested in engaging with the people. Again, people first, not accounts first, not algorithms first. Okay, people first. If you put people first and you make sure that you're engaging with them, you will see increased engagement simply because you're no longer making this about you, about your comments, about your thoughts, about your videos, about your art, about your creative life, and simply making everything, oh, come into my world, come into my world. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. We all feel that energy. I hate to put it like energy, but it's true. We all get the energy and feel the energy when someone is very needy and just wants you to pay attention to them. Nobody likes that kind of person. So why do we try to do that with our content, with our platform, with our creative work? Why do we try to make it where it's me versus let me give, let me show you what I have to offer. And if you don't want it, no big deal. But I'm going to show up in your world and ask you if I have permission to connect with you versus expecting this kind of constant feeding of our ego through social media and through other means, whether it be email or text message or whatever way you reach out, whatever way you connect with people. You've got to initiate first. Given that shall be given, pressed down, shaken together, shall men give into your bosom. And yes, that includes engagement. It includes everything because God is absolutely going to honor the same principles no matter what medium you're using. All right, that blessed me and it helped me. I hope it blessed you as well. And now we're going to go ahead. I forgot my little stinger here. We're going to jump into our lab work. And again, those of you who are watching on TikTok, wish I could share this with you, but this is only on the YouTube. So here we go. All right, let's talk about lab work. Let's talk to those of you who have email lists and email software and you're not using it. So how do I know that you're not using it? Well, my friends, I pay attention to the data. And I see where many of you, honestly, I thank you for this. You have taken my advice and you've signed up for the Kit software, the Kit solution, which is KIT, which is the email and landing page solution that helps you run your operating system of your creator business, emails. Again, everything that you see built, where it's an email or landing page, for me, it's usually done through Kit. Now, here's the funny thing. I see that many of you went through our own link, which is amazing. You can find all of our links, by the way, at godandgigs.com/toolkit. Toolkit is the one where you get your actual links to all of the different apps that we suggest and we recommend. And we do have affiliate relationships with a lot of them. But goal is never just to make commissions. It's always to give you the right tool at the right time. So if you go there, you'll see that Kit is actually, recommended. And many of you have taken us up on that. You've actually downloaded it. But here's how I know some of you are not using it. It's because I can see that many of you have not advanced to the paid subscriber level. I am not saying this because I want to get paid by these particular companies. I'm saying this because it's nerve-wracking and it's concerning that for Kit, at least, you can have, free for up to 10,000 subscribers on their newsletter plan. And for the creator plan, I think it's like $29 a month, something like that, maybe 49 after you reach 1,000 subscribers for certain features. Again, the reason why I'm saying this is not because I'm trying to make commission off this. It's because it bothers me that it looks like, as far as I can tell, none of these people have reached 1,000 subscribers. That's the concerning part. The concerning part is that if they did sign up for Kit, are you aware with how Kit helps you to gain more subscribers, to connect with new members, to connect with new clients? Like, do you know how to use it? Because if you are simply signing up for things, and this is where the shiny object syndrome comes in. I know a lot of you know about shiny object syndrome. I've had it. I still fight it. If you have shiny object syndrome, you have downloaded Kit, you've downloaded some other platform to help you email. We were talking about Substack in the membership the other day, whatever it is, and you're not using it, you're not activating it, you're not actually digging into it. Let's be honest, you're really just kind of using, you're just collecting digital dust. And it's not activating, it's not helping you to build your creator platform and bless more people or bless the people that you're called to bless, because you're just sitting on it. You don't know what to do with it, or you're confused by it, or whatever. That's understandable, but we don't want your email list to just be gathering dust. There's so many more people that need to know what you do, and they need to hear from you, and you got to know how to use email. So I'm curious, because I did this poll. I'm curious how many of you either struggle with what to write for your emails, you struggle with what to put on your titles, you struggle with when to send your emails, or maybe even you struggle with, building your list and saying, okay, I got this thing, but I have no idea how to get emails onto my list. I don't know if I should take it from Gmail, which you shouldn't, by the way. You should never do that. Never take your personal contact and then dump it into your business email list. That's a no-no. You'll be immediately flagged for spam, because people have to sign up and they need to opt in. So opting in means you're getting permission for this person to email you. So all of those things, maybe whichever one you're struggling with, has to be addressed if you want to activate your email list, or whatever tool you're using. It could be another tool, right? But the key is, are you using it effectively? Or did you just get it because everybody else was getting something and you bought it, but you weren't sure why and you don't know what it does? Let me tell you right now, an email list is still the number one way to stay connected to your community and your audience. If I didn't have the email list, half of you wouldn't have gotten this notification. You wouldn't be watching later. You wouldn't be watching now. You wouldn't know that this existed had the email not gone out. But so many people get back into the social media. They think this is the way to get out. When I just explained that your engagement may be totally going past the person and they'll never see it because of algorithms. Email lists do not stay subject to algorithms. This is why it's so important for you to get an email list going. And then if you don't know how to do it, we have classes inside the Creator Resource Center, which is inside Guiding Gigs 360. Remember, you can go there to guidinggigs.com/membership. Okay. That is how you jump in and you start to figure out how to use your email list. And again, Kit is the one I recommend, but it doesn't matter which one you use. You got to start sending them. You got to know what to write. You got to think about, who do I write it to? Who's my audience? What, again, kind of information, what inspiration, what kind of entertainment? And yes, reading an email can be entertaining. Trust me. So you got to figure out, how am I going to do this? How am I going to activate this list and actually grow it so that, again, it sounds strange, if it's not costing you more over time, if it's not bringing you more revenue, if it's not helping you, you're not growing it, and you're not connecting with anyone, it's just a shiny object sitting in the closet, like many other objects we buy. We don't actually use them. We need you. We want you to become a successful creator with a successfully balanced and organized creator lifestyle. And one of the ways you do that is making sure your email list is not just sitting on the desk, not just sitting on your computer, but you have an active email strategy. So I think that helps. Hopefully that helps, because again, we do a poll. If you like, by the way, you probably should put this in the comments. If Let me think. How do I say this? If you would like a email like primer / training, put email in the comments. And again, here's where I'm looking for engagement, right? If you need this, if you don't, no big deal. But if you need more training on email so you can actually use Kit, especially if you download a Kit and you're not sure how to use it and you need that kind of, reinforcement, please put email in the comments. And that way I'll know, oh, there's interested. If there's no email in the comments, I'll know no one's interested, no big deal. And I can move on because you guys must have email figured out. I would like some more help all the time, but sometimes like you feel like this is not something you need, so it's okay. But whatever you need, if you need it, put email in the comments. All right. I'm going to go ahead and let's have some fun. Let's go ahead and do the stinger one more time. We're almost out of time. So I'm going to do the stinger one more time. We're going to jump into the consult. All right, here we go. All right. This question came up when we had our TMI session. Now, if you don't know what a TMI session is, TMI does not stand for too much information, although it kind of does. I mean, in terms of obviously for everyone else, but for us here at Guiding Gigs, it stands for too many ideas. So what do I mean by too many ideas? I mean, when you get analysis paralysis and you are thinking too much and you have so many ideas, but none of them seem to be moving forward and you just need to brain dump, get everything out of your head. That's what our TMI sessions are for. And so during the TMI session recently, one of our amazing creative members asked about masterminds. Now, you might not know what a mastermind is, and you may have just heard it like, I'm not talking about Megamind from the cartoon, right? A mastermind is a style of education / community that was kind of popularized, I guess, in the 1940s and 50s, maybe in the 30s. And of course, as I've enjoyed a resurgence, because you might see all over the place, hey, I'm having a mastermind. I'm doing a mastermind. My church does masterminds now. So a mastermind is basically a group of people who have decided to join together for accountability, training, support, purpose, something that will help them all grow. And many times these masterminds are run by successful business owners or successful business people or entrepreneurs. And the whole point is I get about 5 or 6, maybe 7 people into my mastermind, and we all pour into each other. We help each other with our actual goals. We're really just going to be a team here, but we're going to follow a certain protocol. We're going to meet and we're going to grow. That is really the goal of a mastermind, is to grow or build something usually, okay? Usually something in the same vein as everybody's in the same boat. This is all trying to build, and we're going to help each other. We're going to listen to a certain mentor who's kind of leading it, but we're all going to do our homework. We're all going to try to grow. But many of these masterminds are pretty expensive. Now, I'll be straight up. I ran a little bit of a mastermind. We're doing it right now. The accelerator is kind of like a little extended mastermind. But a lot of times these have very, very high prices. They're called high ticket. So right now, I'm not talking to the creators who are trying to create a mastermind as much as I'm talking to creators who want to join or feel intimidated by the idea of a mastermind. So when is it worth it? Would you pay 4 or 5 figures, maybe even 6 figures? Some of the people, again, sounds crazy, but it's true. When is a mastermind worth it? Well, the first thing you have to really be comfortable with is, are you following hype or are you following a mentor? Because there's a lot of hype around a lot of mentors who charge a lot of money. And sometimes we're paying for the hype. But the mentor, the person that's running the mastermind, needs to have authenticity. They need to be trustworthy. They need to be loyal to you so that your confidential stuff doesn't get out. They have to be a person of integrity. And this is kind of like heavy when I realize, even as I'm talking, I'm like, of course you would want your person that you trust this much money with to have integrity, but how do you even measure that? How do you measure how much integrity someone has? Well, I'm pretty sure the only way to do it is by watching them over time. And that means, yes, certain times with certain masterminds, oh my gosh, you gotta call today. I've done it. But I try to do it only at the end after people had a long time to consider. So if you've been considering a mastermind, and you're like, well, they're rushing me. that might be, depending, might be a little bit of a red flag, because nobody should run a mastermind out of force. You can't be forced to talk to be taught. You got to want it. And if you're not really sure of someone's ethical behavior, well, that's going to show up in your mindset and the way that you're doing things. You don't want to be a part of a mastermind that you have questions in your mind about in terms of the integrity. They can have questions about all the other stuff, of course, and figure it out. But you don't want to have a question about integrity of this particular mastermind and the leader. Second thing you got to be aware of is, obviously, whenever you start talking about masterminds, about joining a group, you got to talk to other people who are either in the group or have been in the group. And you have to do kind of like what we do with, I lost my train of thought. It's going to come back. I just lost it. Give me half a second. Oh, so we were talking. That was crazy. My brain just went boop. Oh yeah. Talking about some of the people that we are trying to follow and making sure that you have, and why did I lose my train of thought? That's so crazy. Y'all going to look at this later and be like, what happened to him? Oh, I remember. Okay. I got to pull it back. Talking about groups of people, talking about being able to validate. That's the word I was looking for. It was weird how that just disappeared on me. Looking at how you can validate what other people are doing in the group and watching them over time, not only just the people that you're trying to connect with, but the people who they are following and whether or not the testimonials are legit. Now, this is the age of AI. And so I know it's getting super, super hard to tell what's real and what's fake. Like maybe what I just did was proof that I'm real because I literally had a brain freeze and I could not remember my next thought. Maybe that's helpful. But the point is that you need to know who is in that group. What are they experiencing? Now, if you can't talk to them directly, you can follow the social medias or whatever, but you need to be very aware that this person gets a track record and people are actually getting results. You don't want to simply go into a mastermind not being sure of that. And then the final thing we talked about, knowing that the mentor is legit and that he's authentic and that he's, he or she has done what they say they're doing. And then we talked about the group, making sure that the group and people are giving testimonials that are legit, they're authentic. And then the last thing that you really got to be sure of, and again, this is one of those tough questions you got to ask yourself. Are you willing to do the work and get the investment back that you're about to invest? Okay. So if you are not aware, if you're not sure that you're actually going to do the work that's going to cost this much money to get in it, don't do it. Why is that? Because you don't want to be resentful and worrying all the time about, well, is this worth it? Is this worth it? You got to put the money in, then you got to put the work in and see that connection as a benefit and an investment, not something that's a liability. Because if you are thinking of it like always in terms of dollars and cents, you are going to be immediately less engaged. All you're going to think about is, can I afford it? Can I afford it? Can I afford it? You've got to make that decision up front. If you're going to go to a certain college that's super expensive, you got to make up your mind right there. I'm going to this college. Yes, it's expensive, but also it's worth it. You got to make up your mind. Can't be wishy-washy once you decide that this is going to be worth it, that you're also going to get the money out of it. And most times in these high-level masterminds, there is a fee attached, which is commensurate with the amount of money you could make or the amount of impact you could make. So that's something else you want to think about when you're thinking about whether I should join a mastermind or not. Now, we do not have a specific God and Gigs mastermind, not in terms of, well, we do have because of Accelerator, but I'd say God and Gigs Gold is the closest thing we have to mastermind. So once again, if you're interested in joining that, you can go to godandgigs.com/membership. And that's where we have our gold mastermind where we meet at least twice a month and we have these great talks and we do everything to help you to build your creative life the way that you need to, the way that God has called you, so you can have this integrated, sustainable, creative lifestyle. Whichever project you're going to, we help you directly with every single issue. And we do a ton of live events or calls or contacts so that you're never 1 second away from having an answer to your question. But we've also done this with our new, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to give you a little bit of taste of this with our new TMI sessions. And we're doing this even in terms of the membership, just to give people a little peek, but without necessarily calling them to be a member of everything. All right. So I hope that blessed you. And finally, without any delay, we're not going to do any stinger. We're just going to jump right into the prescriptions. And again, this is super exciting that we are doing the creator workshop. So let me go back to that real quick. and make sure you guys can see when that is. This is it. So we are once again asking you to go ahead, not asking, we're telling you about, again, this is where I got to change my thought process a little bit. I want this to be about you. So if this is going to bless you, I want you to go. So again, this is with Leanne Lai Lakaba. I hope I'm saying your name right, Leanne. I hope I can get that right. So got to make sure you correct me before next week if I've been saying that wrong. But Friday, July 25th at 10 a.m. Eastern, we are going to be gathering. We're going to have an incredible workshop on how to fix your content creation struggles with smart AI solutions. And we will have her here teaching us everything she knows about scaling, 2Xing yourself. She is also a VA expert. So that's going to be something really cool for those of you who are considering delegating, getting a VA. This is another talk that we're going to have about that. But it's complimentary for those of you who are 360 Gold or Creative Resource Centers. Remember, you can go ahead and join that if you want to join and not have to worry about getting a ticket. You can join us at guidinggeeks.com/membership. Then you'll never have to worry about another ticket again. But if you want to go individually to this show, it's guidinggeeks.com/2x-creator. That's how you join us. That's how we continue to bless more creatives with our offers. We do this every month. All right, my friends. I think that covers everything. I think we got through our engagement. I think we got through how to start up your email addresses again and get your and using your email list. And you can let me know if you want an email tutorial, because that's super important to me, whether or not, again, the whole responses thing in your comments. Let me know if you're interested in that. If you're not interested, just say no email. Don't need email training or anything like that. But if you've been sitting on it for a long time and never touched it, you're missing out. And I want to make sure that we help you with that. All right. And then we also obviously got into our consult. And then finally, we finished with our discussion of what's next, which is the prescriptions to sign up for the July workshop. All right, my friends, this has been great. We are right on time as we're closing out. Those of you who followed us on TikTok, thank you for joining us. Those of you who watched on LinkedIn, if you're watching replay, just put replay in the comments so I know that you found this later, because sometimes, again, I don't want to focus just on who's able to come at 1 p.m. or who's not able to come at 1 p.m. I want this to be for everybody. So that includes you. If you're watching now, let me know where you watch from, because it will bless me. It will encourage us to continue to share so that you can become the creator that you were creator. You can be the creator. You say that 5 times fast. So you can become the creator that you were created to be. There we go. I've said it millions of times, but sometimes it's just like a little slow coming off the top. All right, you guys, God bless you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And until next time, as I said, continue to become the creator that you were created to be. We bless you. We'll hopefully see you in our podcast Monday. And remember, probably no live stream next week. We'll stick with our 2X creator workshop with Leanne. So that will probably be our entire thing. So that's where you can look for us. If you are looking for us, make sure you sign up for the workshop, because it's not open to everybody, just those who register. I would love to see you in the workshop next week. Okay. God bless. We'll see you then.